bedside of a neighbour.
Hello there. Here we are on January the 27th, December the 27th of 2022. And what's happening today is that we are putting a pen up in the shed here, and the sheep will be brought down out of their wires or slats, whatever you want to call it, and into the pen, because Samuel Annet's coming from Annalong to scan our sheep today. And they haven't been fed since last night, and it's about 11 o'clock now on Tuesday morning. So that lets their stomach empty out. For some reason, it's much easier for the scanner to see what he's doing when they haven't got a big full stomach. So he's on his way, so I'll just have another gate or two to put up here, and that's our pen ready. So this is the pen the sheep are going to be gathered in. Sam's going to bring his trailer in and set it up. So I'm just leaving plenty of gates handy here so we can have a funnel shape for the sheep to go down into his scanning trailer. Sit. Lie down. Lie down, Jay. Good girl. Away. Away. So that's them all in the pen now. There's some little ewe lambs in among these that need to come out. We have a trough over there with a bit of meal in it. So. Morning, Sam.
Hello, how are you?
Lie down, dog. So they're just coming out of our collecting pen here and into the little chute. And reluctantly going up this ramp. They're in the crush, and Sam's scanning at her there now.
Oh, that's it. That's it.
Easy on, girl. Out you go. Go
Come
on.
on, sweetheart. Walk on. Come on, sweetheart.
So this is what you see from this side here. This is the gel that goes down onto the handpiece. So scanned, your scanner will sit on that wee bench. And we have a Golf GTI seat in the back here. Barbara and I are sitting looking at our computer screen here and analysing our results. So this is the tally or count or run, as you can see on the screen. This was on the scanning machine, so it is telling us that we have 8 sheep that are empty that have no lambs. We have 9 sheep that are having 1 lamb. We have 42 that are having twins. We have 8 sets of triplets, and a total of 67 sheep. So that works out at 175. That's 1.75 lambs per ewe. So it's less than 2. It's back this year. But we're looking in the first column which says empty, and there's 8 empty. Well, some of those ewe lambs are not at their optimal scanning time, and there may be a little variance at that. There may not be 8 empty because the ewe lambs the ram went in a month later than with the mature sheep. So some of those later colours may have been hard to read and may well work out in lamb. So now Barbara's going to take us on our tally here with the number of sheep that have a single. There's 9 altogether, but we've worked it out that some of those are ewe lambs. So it leaves us very little leeway on single sheep being able to take another lamb, because how many of those are ewe lambs, did you say, Barbara?
7.
So 7 of those 9 are ewe lambs, so you can't put an extra lamb, even if it only has a single, onto a ewe lamb, because they really only like one lamb in their first pregnancy.
Well, what we normally would have done is scanned the ewe lambs separately in one separate batch and the mature ewes in another batch, and it would have been very clear cut what we had within each group. But because they were merged this year, so 1.75 is really good because they're telling us that the lambing ratios are down this year.
Yep, Samuel was telling us that overall, the places he has scanned, the percentage is well back.
So I'm delighted with that. The only thing that gives me a wee bit of cause for concern is the 8 sets of triplets, because that's just work without even looking for it. Because if there are 7 of the ewe lambs with singles, that leaves me 2 mature singles, and
so you've only 2 sheep to work with to swap anything on in reality. So that's a lot of bottle feeding.
That gives me 6 triplets before anything else dies or whatever along the way. So we need to get the lamb feeders up and running and organised going forward. But you have to bottle feed them for the first 24-48 hours to get them up and running, so a bit of work there.
That's us packed up and ready to go. Here's a lovely wee job just on the outskirts of Portavogie and the deep blue sea. But since I was here last year, would you look what we have been bequeathed? A row of old poles. Now, it's an ill wind that doesn't blow some good. Here's a traffic cone that these boys putting the poles in, I assume, have threw over the dike because it was no cover on it or no white reflector. But it'll do me, and the base of it's on the other side of the hedge, on the footpath actually. So, just to pick up my signs at the other end of the road and then home for dinner.
And you may meet some old friend who may ask you for me. Ask you for me. Tell him I am coming home someday. Tell him I am coming home someday.
Sheep